violated. What's your response to that?
Well, they say, and the parliamentarians going to have to make a decision on that. But I say, end the filibuster, terminate the filibuster, just vote, and you'll get everything you want. You get all 5 things. We have voter ID, we have proof of citizenship. It's so important. Mail-in ballots have to be stopped, with exceptions for the military, for sick people, people that are sick, people disabled. For people that are traveling, if you're traveling, you can vote. But other than that, mail-in ballots are inherently dishonest. Jimmy Carter, in his Carter Commission, said you can't have mail-in ballots. We're the only country in the world that has mail-in ballots. We're the only country in the world that has, we have a big case becoming in the Supreme Court that had to do with the babies of slaves after the Civil War. And instead of that, it's being used as a way for rich countries and thousands of people from China coming in and getting citizenship for people within their family. This is not what they meant when they did that. So that's a big decision coming up. But if you look at it and you look at what we've done here, we have 5 points. We don't want men playing in women's sports. The Democrats do. We don't want transgender mutilization of our children. The Democrats are just fine with it. You could do every child in America, they'd be very happy. We don't want the mutilization of our children. It's transgender, and we're not going to have it. So we want to go into those things, 5 points, and with the filibuster termination, you could vote them all in. The Republicans would have the vote.
Mr. President, Leader Thune told me that they do not have the votes to terminate the filibuster.
I know, but that's part of being a leader. You have to get the votes.
Do you have confidence?
I mean, I like him so much. He's a high-quality person. And he told me the same thing. We don't have the votes. Well, he's only a couple of votes short, but that's what being a leader is. You have to get the votes. You have to get the votes. And those people will not be able to withstand the onslaught because Republicans and the country wants it. It's polling at 87% voter ID. Think of it. We're talking about Save America, and it's not Save Act, it's Save America Act, because it's Saving America. Save Act, nobody knows what it's saving. It's the Save America Act. And you have to have it. You have to have it. The Save America Act, voter ID, all of these things, proof of citizenship. It's an 87% issue with all voters, including Democrats. The only ones that don't want it are Schumer and these corrupt Democrat leaders, because it will not give them the ability to cheat in an election. Look, why wouldn't you want voter ID? There's not a reason in the world you wouldn't want it except to cheat. And if they don't cheat, their policy is so bad, they'll never win another election.
Mr. President, on part of you mentioned that Cuba will be next. What did you mean by that exactly?
And who will be next?
Cuba.
Yeah, Cuba's going to be next. Cuba's a mess. It's a failing country, and they're going to be next. Within a short period of time, it's going to fail. And we will be there to help it out. We'll be there to help our great Cuban Americans out who were thrown out of Cuba. In many cases, their family members were mutilated and killed by Castro. Help Cuba's going to be next, yeah.
Are you considering withdrawing Casey Means for Surgeon General and nominating someone else?
Well, we're looking at a lot of different things, and I don't know how she's doing in the nomination process. I'm more focused on Iran, but something like that would be possible. We certainly have a lot of great candidates for it.
Do you still have confidence in Tulsi Gabbard, sir?
Yeah, sure. I mean, she's a little bit different in her thought process than me, but that doesn't make somebody not available to serve.
Is she on the same page
I would say that I'm very strong in the fact that I don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Because if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it immediately. I think she's probably a little bit softer on that issue, but that's okay. Some people are. Most people aren't. Most people are saying thank you very much for doing what you did. They are decimated right now. They're going to give up nuclear weapons. They're going to give us the nuclear dust. They're going to do everything that we want to do. And you know what? They're going to go on and maybe have a great country again. But if they don't do that, they're not going to have a country. They're not even going to have a country. So she's softer on that issue, but I have other people, not too many. That's an issue that we've had great support. You saw the CNN poll. where Trump with MAGA, and I think MAGA is most of the Republican Party, is 100% approval. In fact, the young gentleman that does the poll is very good, actually, because he's honest. He said, I've never seen 100% before. I'm 100% in the CNN poll, which just came out. Thank you very much, everybody.
One more thing on Cuba. There's a report that the U.S. is going to let a Russian oil tanker go to Cuba. Is that true?
Well, we have a tanker out there. We don't mind having somebody get a boatload because they have to survive. It wouldn't bother
that
me.
report is true as far as you know.
Well, I would say, I told them, if a country wants to send some oil into Cuba right now, I have no problem with it.
Do you worry that that helps?
Whether it's Russia or not, what?
Do you worry that that helps Vladimir Putin, though?
Doesn't help him. He loses one boatload of oil. That's all it is. It's fine. If he wants to do that, and if other countries want to do it, it doesn't bother me much. It's not going to have an impact. Cuba's finished. They have a bad regime, and they have very bad and corrupt leadership. And whether or not they get a boat of oil, it's not going to matter. I'd prefer letting it in, whether it's Russia or anybody else, because the people need heat and cooling and all of the other things that you need. Go ahead.
Now, the issue of the Strait of Hormuz and Iran control of it and charging tolls, what do you think about that?
Well, I have to find out if it's true. You know, they're going to do whatever they have to do. We could close that up in 2 minutes. We could close that up so fast your head would spin.
Do you want to see both countries that are being attacked by Iran to start to fight back?
They are fighting back. Saudi Arabia is fighting back hard. Qatar is fighting back. UAE is fighting back. Kuwait's fighting back. Bahrain's fighting back. They're all fighting back. Actually, they were surprised to be hit. I was very surprised they got hit. And once they got hit, they started fighting very well. We're very strong communications with all of those countries, and they've all been fighting. They're 100% on our side.
Mr. President, how long can you pay TSA workers for? How long can you pay TSA workers for from the One Big Beautiful Bill?
Well, we're going to pay them for as long as we have to. And I will tell you, the ICE workers have been amazing. And they're helping people with their bags. It's very interesting. We put ICE there, and ICE got a very unfair press. They're doing an amazing job getting hardened criminals, murders. 11,888 murders were allowed to come into our country through Biden. And ICE has been amazing. Now, we said, give us a little hand during this period of time, because this is caused by Democrat terrorists. These people are sick. They don't care about our country. They don't care about people. But what it's all about really is they want to have open borders, and they want to have criminals come into our country so they can get more votes, because they're losing votes fast. Look at how I did with the Hispanic population, and now I'm doing even better with the Hispanic population. And that's bad for them. They always had it. Now they don't have it anymore. These are people that want our country to fail, and the voters see that. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
हाजिर होंगे एक ब्रेक के बाद।
एक बारी फिर सोच ले बुलिया
ना बुल्ला होवे लौच गैरत होवे ते मौत आपरा छड़ देंदी है।
कहाँ थे आप? आज बड़े अरसे बाद हाथ आए।
मैं इधर भी पैसा इस्तेमाल हुआ है।
मैंने तो इन्फ्लुएंस इस्तेमाल किया।
मैंने जो कुछ भी किया उसकी वैलिडेशन हुई थी इसी सुप्रीम कोर्ट से।
सिर्फ 2% वोट सही निकले हैं, 98% का कुछ पता नहीं किधर है। कुछ बातों का आप भी जवाब दें ना।
मौलाना आपसे मैं अपील करता हूँ,
एक चेयर का हम बुलाएं।
ये मुल्क की सलामती का मामला थी।
हिचोक द अफगानिस्तान खावरा इच्छाफ जिब्न शिकारा
Economic corridor, one belt, one road.
Did the American won this war?
The policy didn't work.
देखिए जिरगा हफ्ता और इतवार शाम 10:05 सिर्फ जियो न्यूज पर।
ये गजा के साहली इलाके की मस्जिद खलीलुल वजीर है और आपको मस्जिद का मीनार नजर आ रहा है जो कि शहीद कर दिया गया है। ये मशरकी गजा का इलाका है। यहाँ पर भी बहुत सी मसाजिद को इसराइल के तैयारों की बमबारी से शहीद किया गया।
ये बच्ची कह रही है अहलन वसहलन फी फलस्तीन, वेलकम टू फलस्तीन।
मैं इराक के कैपिटल बगदाद में मौजूद हूँ। चेचनिया के कैपिटल ग्रोजनी से हामिद मीर आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर है। तोरा बोरा से हामिद मीर आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर है।
लिबनान के कैपिटल बैरूत से हामिद मीर आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर है। ये जो हिंदुस्तान का अटैक था, इस अटैक में जो वाहिद कैजुअलिटी है, अगर कोई मौत वाक़या हुई है तो वो इस कबे की मौत वाक़या हुई है।
मैं मीर अली के करीब हूँ।
पाकिस्तान से फलस्तीन और लबनान से अफगानिस्तान तक सच्चाई और अमन की तलाश का सफर जारी है और जारी रहेगा। जियो और जीने दो।
देखिए कैपिटल टॉक पीर से जुमेरात 8:05 सिर्फ जियो न्यूज पर।
किस्मत अपनी किस्मत से मिलना इतना आसान नहीं। हर बच्चे को उसकी किस्मत से मिलाने का फैसला कर ले तो शायद हम सबसे खुशकिस्मत कौम बन जाए। जरा सोचिए। बढ़ो और आगे बढ़ो।
नायब वज़ीर आज़म और वज़ीर ख़ारजा इसहाक़ डार ने कहा है कि पाकिस्तान आने वाले दिनों में अमरीका और ईरान के दरमियान बामायनी मुज़ाकरात की मेज़बानी और सहूलतकारी को अपने लिए एजाज़ समझेगा। खुशी है कि ईरान और अमरीका दोनों ने